Hey everyone, it's Joe. I hope I'm in focus. I hope I can see everyone. I'm gonna leave my glasses on this time around because I couldn't see anything the last time I did one of these videos, and I noticed the last time I did a video I wasn't looking at the camera. And I realized for anyone who, the few people that watched the video, that's probably a problem because I'm not looking at you. I'm looking down here, I'm looking around here, looking everywhere, but I'm not looking at the camera, which means I'm not looking at you. So I'm gonna have to remember that old thing in sociology. When I was taking public speaking. Because I had associate when I took sociology. It was the same professor, same teacher who did public speaking as well. Anyway, he's always make eye contact with people. Blah blah blah. Anyway, keep an eye on the camera. Anyway, here today, back doing reviews because saw Suicide Squad earlier, and I don't know if I liked it and I didn't like it. So it's somewhere in the middle. The good thing is I had one of these things, from Fandango. So I attempted to get money. It was supposed to give me $8 off the purchase of the ticket. I was hoping to get it so I could see it for $2 because the theater I go to, tickets are only $10. So I was hoping to see it for $2, but I got it for matinee prices, so it was only $7. So oh well. Anyway, a matinee price is better than nothing. Excuse me. Anyway, this movie, as we know, has had so many problems from the moment the trailer came out. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, this movie's so great! It's so great!" Everyone's all hyped up. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Harley Quinn's so hot!" Everyone, Will Smith, he looks so great. The Joker, oh my God, Jared Leto is the Joker. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Ugh. Then all the rumors about the movie started coming out. About, oh well, then you find out, oh well, there was a lot of problems with editing. They cut out a lot of stuff from the movie. Where have we heard this before with a DC movie? Batman vs. Superman, which I'm wearing. By the way, this is the only comic book related shirt I own. First one I actually ever gotten because I went to Walmart, and as for a chunky fellow like me, I was like, hey, it's on sale, and hey, it actually fits, so. Anyway. Yeah, Batman vs. Superman, I'll just say real quick, I watched the Ultimate Edition the other day. That was the first time I watched the movie altogether, and I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the Ultimate Edition. There was I could definitely see where the problems would have been if I don't know. I guess I'd have to watch the theatrical edition to see what the problems would have been with it. I thought Ben Affleck was a great Batman, but I think the biggest problem with the movie was calling it Batman vs. Superman because it was definitely a Batman movie more than a Batman vs. Superman movie. It was basically Batman and Superman. Hey, Superman's in the background. Hey, and he just happens to show up every now and then. And the last half hour was, oh, by the way, it's Batman vs. Superman. And so, as you know, and spoiler alert, the Suicide Squad movie takes place with the events I guess a few weeks, months after the events of the end of Batman vs. Superman. And that's about the only coherent thing that happens from that point on, at least from my point of view as an alleged screenwriter. I mean, I'm trying to be a screenwriter, but it's all locked up in here at the moment. Anyway, the biggest problem I had with Suicide Squad was the way it was edited. I liked the story good enough. I mean, a lot of people said that the biggest problem they've had with Suicide Squad was it was too much exposition at the beginning. Well, first of all, people need to realize, the fanboys of all these comics need to realize, they're not making them for you people, you comic people. They're making them for people like me who don't read comics. Alright? They're making them for people like me who go to see these movies to see hot chicks and stuff being blown up. And Margot Robbie and stuff being blown up delivered. But, yeah, I had no idea who Deadpool. I knew who Harley Quinn was from Batman the Animated Series. That was about it. I know that she has her own. She got put into the DC comic book universe soon after. And I know a lot of people either love... When it comes to Harley Quinn, you either love her or you hate her. I have a friend who hates her. But, you know, because she wasn't originally a comic book character to begin with. She was created specifically for the Batman the Animated Series. Therefore, she's not a comic book character. You know, that's just nitpick. That's just nitpicking. Whatever. And don't argue. No. Anyway, yeah, you know. So, Harley, you either love her or hate her, and Harley and Deadpool were definitely the two stars of this movie. And if they edited this movie better and centered it more around them, and their story better, it would have been a great movie. Everyone would love this movie, but they were just taking so many stories. They were like, oh, we got this story here, we got this story here, we got this story, we're going to throw it here, we're going to throw it there, we're going to throw it there, and then we're going to throw this here, we're going to throw this there. Oh, don't forget this, we got to take the Joker, we got to throw this part here with the Joker, we got to take this part with the Joker. Oh, we got to throw this thing here with Captain Boomerang. We got this part with the Diablo, we got this part with Croc, we got this part with the Enchantress, don't forget about this part with the Alice Walker, whatever her name is. I truly feel sorry for the editor. I really do. I'm sure he did a competent job, but it wasn't his fault. For all the articles I've read online, it was a studio interference, and when you got these studio eggheads standing over you saying, no, you gotta put this in, you gotta put this in. Oh, take that out. No, that won't go with the test screening. No, the test screening said this. No, our panel said no, take this out. No, put this in. But the poor guy must have gone mad. So the editor of the movie, who I can look up real quick, forgive my white glare on my. I can just do that for you, everyone. Suicide Squad. I didn't plan on giving a shout out to the editor, but. The poor editor, this man I think he deserved hazard pay for what he had to go through. And I have to tip my glasses back down real quick because I can't see. This is what happens when you're blind. You're practically blind. Full crew. Where the hell is full crew? Oh, crew, there we are. Anyway, I liked the movie from story point. It was not bad. It was just that music, film editing by John Gilroy. Okay, there we go. John Gilroy. Oh, he's done some pretty good movies. Nightcrawler, Pacific Rim, Warrior, Born Legacy. Oh, this is great movies. Oh, he's done some good movies I love. Salt, Duplicity, Pride and Glory, Michael Clayton. Michael Clayton's a great movie. If you've never seen Michael Clayton, you should definitely go see that movie. Rent it, get it, whatever. Suspect Zero. There is a great movie. That's a great movie that should have done better. There was a great movie that should have done a lot better. What else has he done? Oh, he had to do. He did Who's the Man. There's a comedy gem right there. There's a comedy gem. A hidden comedy gem from the 1990s. Soon to be part of my Laserdisc collection someday, folks. Who's the Man with Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. Not that Dr. Dre, the other Dr. Dre from Yo MTV Raps. Okay, let me get this white glare out of my eyes for you. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, John Gilroy. Dude, for what you had to assemble with this movie, I hope you got hazard pay. Because you took what you were given and you did the best you could with it. I can't blame you, the editor. I can't even blame the director. I can't blame the director. It's always nice to look up the director's name real quick off the top of my head because I can't think of it. This is what happens when David Ayer. This is what happens when you're getting old. You just can't remember names. I can't blame David Ayer because there's an article that was leaked out about all these deleted scenes, and if you read them and if they were put in the correct order, this movie would be amazing. So you got a good editor, and you have all these deleted scenes that were taken out. Now, if all of these scenes and the movie was edited in the order it should have been, which I'm sure it could have been. I'm sure there's probably a different cut of this movie that the director has or somebody has, and I'm 1,000% sure there's probably 2 or 3 different versions of this movie sitting on some hard drive somewhere right now. I hate that. I hate that it's a hard drive. You know, I'm an old purist, right? You know, it's annoying that movies now are edited and put onto things like this. Like, they shouldn't be put on this. They should be, you know, they should be on film racks. They should be on discs. Well, not discs. They should be on film stock. They should be on all these things. They shouldn't be on little tiny hard drives. They should be on big reels of film. I mean, I myself hated having to do shooting on film when I was in school a couple of years ago, but I came to appreciate it because of how much of a pain in the ass it is. Especially when there was only one lab in the city that processed film anymore. And if they destroyed it, well, you were shit out of luck. But yeah, anyway. This movie, God. Like I said, good parts about it, I will say. I'm trying to be not as spoilerish as much. I don't want to spoiler it because I'm not that kind of person. I could go and spoiler the whole thing. I could tell you right now, I could tell you if you watch the commercial, the trailers, I mean, I could just tell you what parts of the commercial are the beginning and the end of the movie, if I really wanted to, but I won't. But yeah, Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, she is so great in this movie, and who else was Will Smith, as I said, was really good in this movie. Will Smith has not, in my view, hasn't made a really good movie in a while, and it was great to see him finally make a good movie again. So I was glad to see Will Smith finally do something great, and it's a shame that they took all that exposition for Deadshot. I could see them taking Deadshot and giving him his own movie. A Deadshot movie might be fun. But Harley Quinn, yeah, from the beginning when all the stuff came out for the movie, it was Will Smith's movie. Then everyone shifted their focus to Harley Quinn. So yeah, but I like this. Like I said, the biggest problem with the movie was just how the story was assembled, and that storytelling element was the middle of the movie, the second act, around the middle of the second act, where they're in. I guess there's no way not to be spoilerish about this. All right, they're in Midway City, which I guess is supposed to be Chicago, and you got Gotham, which is New York City. You got Metropolis, which is I guess Washington. Well, not Washington. I guess Metropolis is Philadelphia. I guess, even though in the DC world, Metropolis and Gotham are next to each other, so that would make Metropolis Hoboken. And for anyone who lives in New York City, Hoboken is not that big built up. Anyway, so you got Metropolis here, and you got Gotham here, and I guess Midtown City is Midway City. I kept thinking Midtown every time I saw Midway. Midtown City, Midway City is all the way out there, so I guess that's Chicago, and it's taken over by whatever. I'll keep the spoilers to a minimum. But anyway, they want to build, obviously, the aliens who, every one of these movies, they always have a thing where they have to build something that want to, destroy the world. It's just a thing. It has to happen in a DC movie. And in this movie, they built something, but unlike in Superman, where they show I forget whatever the hell it was called, the big thing that was pile driving the poles, going boom, 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 boom. This thing, it just kind of showed up out of nowhere, and I'm watching the movie and I'm like, what the hell is that? And they're like, I mean, they kind of the characters explain that, we're gonna build something, but they didn't explain what it was. They didn't explain what it was going to do. And they didn't explain how they were going to do it. And then, so that was one scene, and literally the next scene, It's built and it's already doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm sitting there and I'm confused as hell. I'm watching. It's like, I know I didn't fall asleep. I know I didn't black out. I didn't know I didn't blink. I'm like, did I miss something here? So, and then a little later, there's another scene where, you know, the Suicide Squad and the commandos are all on the street and they're sneaking up they're sneaking up, getting into position, and they see hostiles in the street, and then all of a sudden they attack, and it's just like these rock guys, guys made out of rock or whatever. I'm like, well, where the hell these guys come from? And again, that was something that completely came out of nowhere. And then a few minutes after this scene, they end up explaining how that happened. It turns out how that happened. They show how it happened. It would have been nice if they took that scene, and editing-wise, they put it here, and put it back here, so it made more sense when this happened. So, John Gilroy, like I said, it's not your fault. You're only the editor. You only have to. The editor's job is only to do what he's told to edit. It's not like the editor has editorial control over what he can do. But anyway, I did like the movie, but I didn't like it, and I really, really hope that there are different versions of this movie out there. There's always a production print. There's always a work print. There's even always there's always different prints out there. There are different prints of movies that are made. So I'm hoping, not praying, but I'm hoping that there are different cuts of this movie out there that will shed different light, whatever. Who knows? Maybe it'll get leaked. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like the Wolverine cut from a few years ago came out, when that showed up on the interwebs. Wink, wink. Remember how? Oh, sure, it'll just be half green screen or anything. I don't care. I don't care if it's a movie. I don't care if it's a movie that's half green screen and everyone's on wires. If it explains how certain scenes were done and it fills in the gaps of the story, I'll watch it. But yeah, thought something flew into my eye. Anyway, yeah, I like the movie. It had its problems. I don't think it was the writing. I don't think it was the directing or the editing. This was definitely from studio interference. This was definitely studio interference. This is definitely what happened with Batman versus Superman. It's just definitely a case of, well, we'll put the movie out and then, it's like, well, we'll just make our money back on the DVD when we put out the Ultimate Super whatever edition. It's like the Ultimate whatever. We'll have, you'll have a DVD, you'll have a Blu-ray that has one edition of the movie, then you'll have a Blu-ray that has this edition of the movie, then you'll have this edition of the movie, then 6 months later, we'll get the Ultimate edition of the movie that'll have this edition of the movie, and this edition of the movie, and this edition of the movie, and then you gotta buy another fucking copy of the movie, and then 2 years later, when the next Suicide Squad movie when the Justice League movie comes out, you're gonna get the Ultimate edition, and you're gonna get this edition of the movie, this edition, and then the Ultimate Director's Cut, which will put everything back together the way it should have been. You see why I don't like comic book movies, right? You see why? This is why I'm burned out on them. I just couldn't imagine. This is why I didn't go to see Ant-Man. This is why I'm selective about what movies I go to see. I didn't go see Superman versus Batman for this. This is why I waited. As soon as I heard that Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman, whatever, had stuff missing, and people were like, this movie is shit, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to go see it. And then when I heard, oh, there's going to be a DVD with all this stuff put in, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just wait for the movie to come out on DVD. And that's what happened. So, that was fun. I got my blood pressure up. Twirling for its freedom. Alright. That was fun. Anyway, I would definitely, if you want to go see a movie that's fun to see in a movie, it's fun to see in a movie. It'd be nice if you could tell them, turn the volume down just a little bit. Because some of us are just a tad deaf from, years and years of how shall I say? Loud music. Loud music. Stuff like this. By the way, it's a good album. You should definitely go get it. Brad Whitford, Derek St. Holmes reunion. Took him 35 years to put this album out. Let's hope it doesn't take him another 35 years to put another one out. Anyway. Yeah, so that was good. I hope you enjoyed this manic review of mine. I don't know when the next review will be, because I don't know when the next movie I'm going to see. I might want to go see Ben-Hur, but if I don't go see Ben-Hur, I'll just go watch the original Ben-Hur. It's the same movie, basically. Judah Ben-Hur. Alright, until then. Later, everyone.